welcome to Strictly Yankees. I'm Jacob Brown, joined here with Mark Papaleo. We haven't done one in a while. It was finals week. Then I had to move back to Tampa from college, and then I've been doing stuff with the family. So we're going to start getting these out weekly or maybe after every series, something like that for the rest of the season. So now that my schedule's freed up, we're going to have plenty of time. It's summertime, no school to worry about, so it's a good time. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good. Just going with the ebbs and flows of the baseball season. Just working while trying to watch the Yankees win some series. So yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, man. And we've had some disagreements over text. A little bit. I mean, I've been saying the Yankees still aren't back, and you think they are. And listen, it's everyone's opinion, whatever. Why do you think the Yankees are back? We'll start with that.
Well, I don't like back is like it's such a like a Texas Longhorn thing.
Before you say that, it brings up an argument. I was talking to Adiel and all these guys, and Steve and CJ, and they were talking about the Yankee headlines where everyone's like, the Yankees are back, and then they were like, Yankees are back hot because they hate the Yankees. And so I responded with, and I was like, actually, when you think about it, what is back for this team? Back to losing in the playoffs? Like they don't have a back. I mean, it's true, man. Like, why are we saying Yankees are back? Back to what? 20 years ago, or back to losing in the playoffs with this squad?
Well, I mean, come on, you gotta give it a second.
Give it a second. This is the fourth year with this batch of bozos.
It's not even the bozos. It's not even that. It's just it's been the managing and the inconsistency with the injuries as well. It's not even the fact that they can't play a ball. It's the fact that they're not on the field, and when they are on the field, it feels like the manager decisions gets in the way of a lot of stuff. So, but I mean, I think as far as regular season winning, I think the Yankees are back in that sense. I don't think we look like a World Series team by any fucking means. I think they're back as in term of, all right, they're gonna start winning games, they're gonna start winning series, and they look better. Their pitching has been good, and their hitting has looked suspects at times, but they found ways to win series and win these close games. As we saw, they just stole two from the Nationals,
Yeah.
in extra innings. So I mean, you'll take that any day of the week, and when you're putting them in the win column, it's that's all you worry about. And we got a series coming up against the Rays, which you will be attending.
Yes,
that's a huge series for us because we are tied with we're tied for second right now. They have one more win and one more loss, so we're essentially tied for second. They're 3.5 games back from first. We're 3.5 games back from first. So it's a huge series. You're going to Garrett Cole on the bump, right? You said Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm going to the Wednesday game.
Yeah, that's a big game. Hopefully, our offense can give us some run stability, and then our pitching can just, be lights out like they have been. Yeah, I mean, I think they're back again. They're not back to being a World Series contender right now. They're back to, winning ball games, and they're being scrappy about it. So I'm happy with what they're doing so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, they're getting better. They're just learning how to win baseball games consistently rather than sporadically. And I think it's because obviously Stanton carried the team for about 2 weeks. He went on a godly tear, MVP level type tear, hitting over 500. His average went from 158 to 315 at one point. So he was absolutely insane for that 2 week stretch. He's died off a little bit. He had the walk-off hit, which was great. And that reminds me, that's another video I got to make. Adiel tries to claim that Lindor is better than Judge and Stanton. So I'm like,
actually, they're both pretty shit right now.
Well, listen, like Lindor's never had 100 RBIs. He's never at and he's never had advanced stats anywhere close to Judge and Stanton. Like not even close. I can understand the athletic part, but
he had an MVP season.
Right.
Judge got one stolen from him from a cheating Astros team, and Stanton hit 50 home runs in a season, won an MVP. So I mean,
exactly. But back to the point. I mean, what were you saying?
I said I wouldn't compare Francisco in the same sentence as either of those guys when they're hitting because they've been consistent, and so is Francisco, but he's not putting those same numbers up.
Yeah, exactly. And you just brought up Judge, by the way. They're both pretty bad right now. Judge, inexcusable right now, whatever slump he's going through. But yeah, man. I mean, like, you're right. They're back to winning the regular season because you got Cole going under 2 ERA. Kluber been pitching really well. Tyone. So the last few turns through the rotation have been good, and I think that's what helped because you already had the lights out bullpen. So yeah. So and I think that's what's helped the team. I don't think they're back to like, oh my God, this offense. Nobody's been commenting about the offense. Sanchez needs to go. I'm sorry. I mean, he's got to be off the team. I can't even watch the guy anymore. Yesterday with the down the middle pitches that were fouled off, I'm like, this guy can't hit anything. And Frazier too. If there's some teams looking to buy low on Frazier and you can get a starting pitcher or another outfielder, I'm sorry. I mean, this guy's got to start hitting. There's no way that anyone's going to take Hicks because he's making $10 million a year. But listen, I'm going to give Frazier time. Don't panic, everyone, and screen cap it and say, I want Frazier traded. I'm saying if July, the guy's hitting 212, get him out of here, get some value. But, Glaber's been coming around, but still, what is he hitting? 250? Hicks hitting 150 something.
I mean, it's rough. I mean, we've had this conversation before. We've said we'd sell Hicks and Frazier for the right price, and I mean, Frazier is a good left fielder for us. He still sometimes had some bonehead plays, but he does make up for them with the big catches. We've seen him in the past couple of weeks. He's made some great plays in left. His bat hasn't been there. He had a home run against the Nationals, right? Did he hit a
Yeah,
home run in the series?
I believe so. It was either them or yeah,
Game.
yeah.
But again, I mean, if I wouldn't know, I don't think I'd sell him low. I think I'd get as much as I could for a guy as young as Frazier and as cheap as him. I'd get as much as I could. And if you're gonna, I mean, who's gonna play left field? You're gonna throw John Carl out there and risk injury again? You're gonna have to get. And we already sold Talkman. There's the guy that could field and he could hit. He's been tearing up for the Giants. Like, at least he did it for his first series. I don't know, but I mean, I guess they're gonna see where this goes before the trade deadline, and hopefully make a move there. But I don't even think anyone huge is gonna be available by the trade deadline.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, I think at this point, if 2 more weeks go by and Frazier and Hicks are hitting the way they're hitting right now, Gardner's got to start for one of those two guys. He's had much better at bats. Look, dude. I mean, he's had better at bats. Period. I mean, Aaron Hicks can't do anything. Aaron Hicks.
I can't sit there and watch 40-year-old plays baseball. I can't do it.
Well, I mean, hey, he's good, man. Actually not so great. I mean, he's hitting 200 with 3 RBI. But Aaron Hicks is
yeah, he's just as good as Aaron Hicks. Put it that way. He's just as good as Aaron Hicks with less power.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough, man. I mean, they got to find something because they're not going to win the playoffs with this group. And listen, Glaber, he's starting to actually hit like a contact hitter now. I'm glad it took him a month to hit a home run. I'd rather him be going oppo, but he's still hitting 242. So he can't even do that. So I complained about Glaber on the last pod. He can't play defense. He's not hitting for power. He's just recently over like 6 games hitting for average, but he's still at 242. 1 second. All right. So I had Grandma Brown just call me. That's why we had to pause the podcast real quick. But back to what we were saying again, bottom line, my whole thing, offense, it's not there yet. They were carried by Stanton. Now, Voit coming back most likely Tuesday, and I'll get to see him hopefully too, unless the Yankees are stinges and they're like, oh, we don't want him playing on the turf 2 days in a row right after. I could totally see them pulling that, and I don't see Voit. But even if I don't see Voit, I'm seeing Garrett Cole, which I'm grateful for. But bottom line, offense isn't there. Hopefully Voit can bring it up. Judge needs to get his head out of his ass. Higashioka needs to be the starting catcher. I think that's already in place. Sanchez he literally cannot hit fastballs down the middle. It's infuriating. And I think give it 2 more weeks and you got to replace either Frazier or Hicks in the outfield in terms of starting. And as far as Glaber goes, he's the guy this year. They're not going to trade him. So he needs to just keep doing what he's been doing over the last week because he's starting to hit for average, which is nice. But he needs to be 285 or above for me. I'd rather see him not hit home runs and do that, be a Gio guy more so. And by the way, Gio probably coming back Tuesday as well. So that's basically my thing about the Yankees.
Yeah. To go back to Judge, me and my friend have kind of joked. John Carlo came out of nowhere with this crazy hot run. And then, to quote the Avengers, to quote Thanos, a soul for a soul. I think it was Thanos who said that, or
Right.
one of the evil guy in that whatever planet that was, a soul for a soul. And since Giancarlo's been hot, Judge was like he was 1 for 26 at a certain point, or one for his last 25 at a certain point in time, and it was just like, what the hell's happened? And we were talking, and we had the best numbers last podcast we did when we were doing, we were guessing the player based on their stats, and he was the best one out of all of them, and he just fell off a cliff. But hopefully he'll get back into a rhythm. We'll see. Voit will be a huge lift for us in the clubhouse and on the field to finally have him back in pinstripes. Gio's been missed defensively and with his bat, he's a good, he's not a home run guy. He's a good, contact batter. So, our offense, it's still suspect. It's still suspect. And when I say we're back, it's not that our offense is clicking on all cylinders. It's not that our pitching is holding teams to one run a game, because it's not. But they're grinding these games out. They're finding ways to win, and that's what all you could really ask for. At this point in the season, that's what you look for in a team that had a really bad start to the season, that they come back and they have this run. And we have Jay Bruce to thank for it. Thank God that cancer is off our team. He retired. He belongs on his couch wherever he lives. Maybe he's with you in Tampa. He belongs there. On the couch, he looks great, I'm sure. I will send him a thank you note. Yeah, they've been the best team in baseball since he's retired. So it's refreshing. So
that reminds me about how bad the Dodgers have been too. They've been
my God. Dodgers have been tank.
It's weird too. I mean, they start off so hot and then they're just like, we're making the playoffs, and then they probably just took a breather, and then, oh shit, we've lost like 15 games in a row. But I'm with you, dude, because this team, they got the bats, they just don't all click at the same time. And now that they're all healthy, it's like they're not all healthy because they're not all hitting. And my dad said the same thing about Judge and Stanton trading off. He's like, have we ever seen these two guys hit at the same time? Like, never. It's weird.
I've seen them hit the same time once, and it was the home run derby in Miami when Giancarlo was a Marlin.
Yeah, for real. It's totally true, though. I mean, it's like, get together, boys, and do it together. But the bullpen, Loaizaga, has been fantastic, except for that last outing where he kind of blew up a little bit. But he's been unbelievable. And, with O'Day on the IL, with Britton on the IL, you needed that extra arm to be like, okay, this is who we're going to use late in games. If Chad Green pitched 2 days in a row, this is who we're going to use. And it's really, Justin Wilson's been pretty damn good. Chapman has been elite. I mean, Hall of Fame, historic level type guy. And the bullpen is really going to carry us as usual. But Boone needs to make sure, don't overtax these guys. If you're up 4 runs in a game in June, use a Lucas Licky, use a Sessa, use those guys, and don't throw out Chapman for 40 to 50 games, because look what happened with Ottavino the last 2 years. He's gassed by the time they get to October. It's about getting to the dance. And so that they can't be using, hey, Loaizaga, throw 2 innings every 4 days. You can't do that. Chad Green, throw 3 days in a row. No, they got to really use these guys in necessary times rather than, okay, let's protect the lead, be cautious, use them in necessary situations, because that's going to be the problem in October too.
Yeah, I agree. And, I'll go back to Gary. We've seen this guy. This guy was one. You couldn't get a fastball past this cat back in the day. His first 2 years in the league, couldn't get a fastball past him. I don't know what happened to where he can't hit a fastball down the middle. I don't get it. I don't know. Who didn't someone say they fixed his swing? Who was the guy on Twitter?
Oh, Trevor Plouffe. Yeah.
Trevor Plouffe. Like, where is he now? I need Trevor Plouffe to go call him up and get his ass in the Bronx.
And it's the same problem too. Trevor Plouffe pointed it out. It's when the arm is not even up here, Sanchez is lifting his leg for the leg kick.
Yeah.
So it's always off balance and earlier too late.
Yeah, it's and I need Trevor Pruitt to get a residency in the Bronx to fix my guy, because this is it's bad. I mean, Higgy is a great catcher. He has a good arm. He can frame well. He can hit. Sometimes he hits for power randomly too. He'll have a game where
Yeah.
he'll hit 2 home runs or three. We've seen him hit 3 home runs in a game. It's
Yeah.
nice. I mean, he's also a veteran. He's been there for a long time. So I mean, it's nice to see him get that opportunity. But rightfully so, Gary shouldn't be letting him get that opportunity, because he should be a top 5 catcher in baseball, and he's just not anymore. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean he's a DFA candidate at the end of the year. I mean you can't keep this guy. And listen,
Yeah.
Higashioka's nice, but he ain't permanent. He's not going to be your
No.
catcher for the next 5 years or 3 years or 2 for that matter. I don't know what they're going to do there. But Austin Wells, he's the Yankee catcher they drafted a few years ago, lefty. He's playing for the Tampa Tarpons right now, and which used to be high A, now it's low A minor leagues. I don't know why they did that, but he's been hitting in the 2 hole. He's
Yes.
already hit his first pro home run. Listen, this guy's 21, 22. He went through college. That's old enough to be rushed through the minor leagues to me. I'd try to hit him at every level this year
Yeah.
and have Wells ready for next year, especially because they need lefty bats.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head, because I was literally trying to think of his name right when I finished, talking about Gary and Higashioka. Because I mean, we just drafted him, and he looks pretty good, to start the minor league season. So I mean, I wouldn't mind rushing him at all. And we rushed Gary, so I mean,
Sure.
maybe we
Yeah.
rush him, maybe he'll be better.
Yeah. Right. And again, I think that
I
college.
mean, I would love to see that.
Yeah, and I think going through 4 years of college is, I mean, that's basically, I mean, it's not the minor leagues. I mean, it's not even close to the minor leagues. But he played,
No.
excuse me, very, very high level baseball with coaches that probably buried things into his head. This guy's
Yeah.
played high level baseball, so speed him through a little bit, get us some help because catcher is going to be a problem. But um, yeah, so the Yankees now they won that beat the Nationals 2 out of 3. Let me look at their series before that, just so I'm not inaccurate here. Uh,
We rushed Jason Dominguez too.
Dude, and it's weird, by the way. They said they're not putting him in the minor leagues yet because he's
He's
18.
alternate site, right?
What'd you say?
He's just sitting at the alternate site, or he's sitting in his country?
In his country, I think. They told him why, and they said he understands. But to me, it's he's 18. Get him up here. Get him in low A at least.
Sitting there just taking BP every fucking day.
Yeah, I know. And I drive on that road. I mean, Dale Mabry every day. I mean, he could hit the home runs on a Dale Mabry, but I'm definitely going to go to Tampa Tarpons games because I want to see Austin Wells. The tickets, dude, they're $6. I mean, that spring training stadium, that's where they play, so it's pretty cool. But
It's nice.
yeah, and so I'll be accurate here on the series. So they beat the Astros 2 out of 3. They beat the Nationals 2 out of 3. Swept the Tigers. Split with the Orioles, and then they won 3 out of 4 with Cleveland. Split with Atlanta, and we already reviewed the Yankees getting swept by the Rays. So that was the last pod that we did. So yeah, they've been getting better. But again, Orioles, Tigers, who gives a shit? And even in some of those games, they're not dominant. Yeah, I mean, it's true though, I mean, like, who cares? But yeah, I mean, this is important though. You're getting Voit back. Tyler Glasnow pitched Sunday. You don't have to face him. The Yankees have to win this against the Rays and bury their asses.
I mean, it's not really much of burial, but yeah, they have. What was it, 3 games series?
Yeah, 3 on the road.
They got to take 2. They got to take 2. They
Yeah,
got to win the series at the least. They can't fall behind in the third and go down 2.5 games to second place. You can't have that.
no, yeah, and I mean, I picked a good night to go. But they have to win that game because if Cole's not facing Glasnow, he's better than everyone in the Rays rotation, so he should absolutely win.
He's better than everyone in the Rays rotation with Glasnow.
Well, that's the most even matchup, I guess I could say. But and also big for them, they're Diego Castillo's on the IL, so they don't even have to worry about him. And Arozarena, by the way, I hate all the people. everyone's telling me Arozarena is better than Aaron Judge. He's better than all these guys. The guy's hitting like 252 or something with 3 home runs.
It happens. Everyone comes after the Yankee stars when one gets, one has a hot, postseason or hot start to the season. They all come after looking at the stats of the Yankees. You know what? That says more about us than it does about them. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, everyone's just grasping for straws with us. Like, oh, Stanton, he's only a power hitter. All he does is hit home runs. Blah, blah, blah.
Walk off base hit.
Exactly,
Right
dude.
in, second blown save.
Exactly. And Arozarena, 267, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Like, we don't even care, man. And
not the rest of our fucking team.
Yeah, and weren't 2 of them against us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So he's got like 1 home run in 40 games.
Yeah, big time player though.
Yeah, I'm scared. Meanwhile, I'm jinxing myself. He's gonna hit 3 home runs when I go.
Jack him up to. I just feel bad that you have to go sit in that stadium.
I know, man.
So shit.
Yeah, I'll show it for the YouTube viewers if it comes up well. This is what a good seat looks like at Tropicana.
I'd rather be at a Tropicana warehouse.
Tropicana Field, section 318. You got to see this.
Should at least give you some free OJ when you walk in.
Right? Yeah, they got that big orange juice on this. No orange juice even sold.
No orange flavored beer. What is this, bro?
Totally right, bro. I didn't even think about it. They got to do that. Look at this. This is a good view. Wait, it's not really shown. Thought it might. Oh, you see it?
I sat there for what was it? I think it was Mariano's last year. I was there. I was
Really?
in the seats. I saw Mariano for one last. I don't know if it was last year, but it might have been his second to last. I saw him one last time, but yet the Yankees lost that game. So I don't have luck in Tropicana. I've been there twice. They lost twice.
It's a hellhole when they lose because you get all the people with the cowbells and the Rays are better than you.
I mean, I don't know if I told the whole trip 2 years ago. I actually saw CC for the last time. It was CC's last year, but 2018, right? 2018 or 19?
19, yeah.
So I drove from here, South Florida, for the viewers who don't know where I live, South Florida to Orlando to pick up a couple of my buddies. And from Orlando to St. Pete is another 2 hours, 2.5 at least. So I drove 3 hours to Orlando, picked up my boys, then drove to Tampa, then back from St. Pete to Orlando, and then slept, came back the next day. Yankees lost 2-1 in extra innings. So, I mean, all that, driving, all fucking A. And it was G-Man Choi walk-off home run.
Of all people. You see, he annoys me. It's like the Rays get all those guys that are, it's what are they?
They're shitters, and they just hit bombs in the Yankees.
Yeah, exactly. And after the Rays this week, Yankees get the Orioles on the road.
Good.
Yeah, right. Let's rack it. And then they get Texas for 4 on the road. So this is a night. If you get past the Rays and win 2 out of 3, this could be the stretch where you score over Boston.
Yeah, maybe hopefully Rugi is back for his little revenge tour against the
Right.
Rangers.
Right. Yeah, man. Rugi.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it. I'll let you apologize.
Apologize for what?
For shitting on Rugi. Rugi comes in, hits some home runs, plays some good defense, and that's all you could ask for from a trade like that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you're better than Tyler Wade, man. Thank you. Better than Tyler Wade.
27, room for improvement.
Man, dude, it was funny because Wade came up yesterday, and it said 16 games, 11 ABs. They don't want him hitting ever.
He's cockaboosh.
Yeah, he's terrible. I mean, and by the way, last thing I want to address, why are they keeping Mike Ford on the roster and sending Andujar down? I cannot comprehend this at all, because here's the thing. If you're going to sit Voit, you're going to put LeMahieu at first. So Ford's never going to play, which means when Gio gets his off days, you have multiple options at that point. You can either put Andujar at third or LeMahieu at third. You don't necessarily want to do that all the time. Plus, you can't play Ford against a lefty, right? I mean, you can't. And the option three, I think this is the biggest thing. Ford is hitting 108. So how exactly are they going to argue that Andujar's not a better offensive option? And he's a righty, which means he's better platoon wise. I don't understand this. Andujar deserves the chance, especially with Frazier not hitting, because I don't give a shit about his defense or whatever. Frazier's great. If Andujar can catch the damn ball and hit better than 150, I couldn't care less.
He's in left field, you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, again, if he could. I mean, he had a couple. He was feeling well, and at the alter site in the minors, whatever he was doing, he was fielding well. But I mean, I don't think you're going to get the same production-wise defensively from those two. Clint's obviously the better fielder, in my opinion, and Andujar could be. And they could both be very. They both have really, really good potential when it comes to hitting, and it's just they aren't. Andujar just started playing. His first games were against the Nationals, no? First series.
Yeah, but in the minor leagues, 3 games he had 4 home runs, and
yeah,
I mean,
minor leagues I don't care because he didn't do shit against the Nationals. So
yeah.
I mean, as long as he gets his opportunities, maybe he can. I mean, I would keep him over Ford, yeah, because again, he could probably play first too.
Exactly. They started Andujar at first.
Yeah, probably just as good as Mike Ford. So I mean, I have no problem seeing Ford on his way out. I have no problem. You could trade him, you can cut him. I'll give a fuck. But because as much as the short porch, Barcelona short porch and Hubs loves to say, "Oh, Mike Ford, the king of Princeton, pride of Princeton," shit like that. He has once in a while he'll get a hit. He's inconsistent as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. So Yankees, they're trending in the right direction. They're getting better. They're not there yet, but some guys are going good. Some guys aren't. And yeah, I mean, Yankees have a big week ahead of them. Take 2 out of 3 against the Rays, maybe sweep the Orioles, then go into Texas. And we'll do a pod probably at the end of the week. We'll do it after the Rays and the Orioles to review those 2 series, excuse me. And now I got to go pick up my car from the shop. It had a blade in it, and now I got to go get it. Patched up the tire, $30. But hey, now I'm going to be driving it to that bum stadium, Tropicana Field, on Wednesday.
Bomb stadium. Looks like someone dropped a bomb on it already. But you want to make some predictions for this series since you're going to be there? I predict Judge and Stanton are going to homer. And I think Judge and Stanton might homer twice at least in these 3 games. I feel pretty strongly about that. Garrett Cole will probably go 7 strong. And you're outing and probably maybe 1 run.
I'll take that, bro.
We'll
okay, but predict who's going to hit the first home run in my game, in the Cole game.
Again, I'm going to say Judge. I think Judge is due. I think Judge will figure it out. And he actually does. He hits home runs in Trop. He does.
So he does. He hits well there.
Hey. Aaron Hicks might surprise us and get a hold of one. He hits them there too. There it is. I got 1, 2 for you too. Hold on. I got a couple for you. I'll bring your favorites on. All right.
Oh boy, got a tour.
Oh, I got plenty. You don't even know. All right. There's your boy.
Heck yeah.
Here's your boy.
Oh, I got a Jeter one. I love the 2, man.
Here's my boy.
Is it Teixeira or Glaber?
That's Glaber.
Hell yeah. G. Cole.
G. Cole, baby. I gotta get a Voit one soon.
Yes, bro. You gotta get the 59. 59, man. Hey, did you see Voit pimp his home run in AAA?
Yeah, he pimped the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Dude, you hear that guy laughing in the background?
Yeah.
He's laughing. That's a sinister laugh. That's when you know Voigt's going to come back and make some noise for these Yanks.
And hey, he's having a kid too. I think he posted that on Instagram the other day. Congratulations to Luke Voit. Announces his kid, and now he's back playing baseball for us, hopefully Tuesday.
I will name my first kid Luke Voit Papaleo if he comes back and wins the home run crown this year. Dude. With He won't, but could you imagine he's on a fucking tear?
You know what, dude? I feel it this year. I think he's going to end up being the best hitter in this lineup at the end of the year.
If he can miss the first couple months of the year and win the home run title for the American League, I will name my first kid Luke.
There we go. Hey, it's not just Luke Voigt. You got the Luke Skywalker, and that Luke's a good name, man. You know? Yeah. So, all right. Hey, Yankees, let's win this week. No excuses. Win, especially the night I go. Okay, just win the night I go. If you drop the other two, yeah, I'll be upset, but at least I didn't spend my money for it.
If they lose the night you go with Garrett Cole on the bump, you might come back and just tell them to trade everyone. So
I might.
It might be better for content. So we'll see.
Watch out, everyone. Just watch out. All right, guys. We'll see you next pod. For Mark Papaleo, I'm Jacob Brown. You can follow us on Twitter at Strictly Sports P, on Facebook and Instagram at Strictly Sports Productions. Go on the YouTube channel. You search up Strictly Sports Productions. All the podcasts are separated into playlists. You can find them all there. And then they're all on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as well. And then, Mark, you can give out your Twitter as well because you're a Yankee tweeter.
Yeah, it's Mark Papaleo Jr. 55. I'm always live tweeting the games if I'm watching, if I'm in front of the TV. If not, I'm usually working, but I got the MLB TV, so I'm usually live tweeting, shitting on them or praising them. So
I got to start that, man. I never live tweet. I've stopped tweeting in general. I got to start. I want to start live tweeting games.
Yeah, make another account. You don't have to do it from Strictly Sports. Maybe just make your Jacob Brown Twitter and just make it that.
There we go. Might do it. All right, Mark. We'll hang this up before the meeting ends. All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Go Yankees.